Hi! In today's video, we'll be converting a home from centralized duct air conditioning to a multi-zone mini-split system. Central AC has caused problems in this family's home due to the location of the thermostat sensing the temperature in the hallway rather than each individual room, which resulted in the inaccurate climate settings. Not to mention each family member has a different temperature preference, which could not be managed individually. The lack of precision and accuracy accounted for a lot of energy loss and very high electricity bills. To allow for independent climate control in each room, we'll be installing a Cooper&Hunter multi-zone Sophia Series wall mount in each of the 3 bedrooms. All 3 indoor units will connect to one 36,000 BTU outdoor condenser, but the temperature of each room, or zone, will be controlled independently. Two 9,000 BTU wall mounts, one 12,000 BTU wall mount, one 36,000 BTU outdoor unit, which allows some extra capacity for a 4th mini-split add-on at a later date, and 3 pre-insulated, pre-flared copper line sets with communication cables. The main tools that you will need include a level, drills, a box cutter, a flaring tool, a hammer drill, a nitrogen tank, a vacuum pump, a multimeter, a mechanical manifold gauge set, wrenches, a wire cutter, a screwdriver, an Allen key, and a tube bender. We'll start our installation with the indoor unit. To get started, remove the cover and installation plate. Then discharge the nitrogen from the refrigerant cycle to make sure the evaporator doesn't have a leak. Measure the dimensions of the indoor unit before mounting. It should be positioned at least 6 inches from the ceiling and at least 5 inches from any walls that could obstruct airflow. Secure the wall bracket, making sure it's completely level with screws on all 4 corners. Measure and mark the place to drill a hole for the line set. The hole must be positioned behind the wall mount, not below it, but should be low enough to enable proper drainage. Before drilling, remember to check for any obstructions on the outside of the wall. Once the hole is drilled, mount the indoor unit. Mark a reference at the ends of the refrigerant pipes, and then remove the unit again. When measuring to find the appropriate length for the line set, keep in mind that line sets must be at least 10 feet long for each indoor unit. Attach the communication cable to the line set with electrical tape. When installing a multi-zone system, it's a good idea to label your line sets to avoid confusion later. Run the communication cable and line set through the hole. Cut the insulation. Measure the appropriate difference between the pipe lengths and cut them. Measure the distance from the hole to the evaporator connections and mark the pipes. Bend the pipes with a tube bender. Re-insulate the pipes, clean them, and flare the connections. Reflaring both pipes is optional. Mount the indoor unit. Connect the line set to the indoor unit. Run the drain hose through the wall. Insulate the line set. Connect the drain hose. Connect the communication cable to the indoor unit. Secure the indoor unit to the wall, then replace the covers and filters. Our first indoor mini-split is installed. If you're installing a multi-zone system, you should now repeat the same steps for each indoor wall mount, which in our case includes 2 more units. To replace the central ducted system with our multi-zone mini-split system, we need to replace the outdoor unit. Disconnect the condenser and remove it. In most cases, it's possible to use the same power supply connection, but you should refer to your mini-split manual in order to compare voltage and breaker size for compatibility. In our case, we installed an additional disconnect box in accordance with Florida code. Install the line set covers. Run the pipes through the covers. Install the drain pipe and close the covers. At this point, you should check the drain system by adding water to the drain pan. Secure the outdoor unit. Measure line set A. Adjust to the proper length. Clean it. Flare it. And connect it. Line set A should always connect to valve A. In some locations, like Florida, it is recommended to insulate communication cables with electrical conduits to protect them from wildlife and harsh weather conditions. Measure and adjust communication cable A and connect it to wire joint A. Wire connection A should always connect to wire joint A. The connection wires are color-coded. Therefore, the color sequence of the outdoor unit should match that of the indoor unit. To perform a pressure test, connect the mechanical manifold gauge to the main valve of the outdoor unit and nitrogen tank. Release nitrogen into the line sets and heads until the pressure reads between 350 and 400 psi. Close the nitrogen and wait at least 1 hour before releasing it to see if any pressure is lost. It is also possible to perform the pressure test on each line individually. Additionally, a leak detector can be used to check the connections. Vacuum the line sets. Refer to the manual for further instruction, as the length of time varies depending on the length of the line sets. Connect the power supply wires and close the wire joint cap. Open all connected valves, including both the high and low side valves. Replace the valve caps and tighten them with a wrench to avoid leakage. Plug in power disconnect. Turn on all indoor units and set to cool at the lowest temperature and maximum fan speed for 7 to 10 minutes. Check the refrigerant pressure and the temperature difference between the inlet and outlet air. In normal circumstances, there should be about a 20-degree Fahrenheit difference. Once you have completed the tests, disconnect the gauges, secure the caps on the valves with a wrench, and replace the cover on the outdoor unit. Now our 36,000 BTU tri-zone mini-split system is installed. The ducts of the old central system have been closed, and the climate of each bedroom can be controlled independently. This means that each family member can conveniently control their own zone temperature, and no energy will be wasted on empty space. In conclusion, mini-split systems offer a much more energy-efficient heating and cooling solution that saves money on electricity bills, in addition to being more affordable to install and maintain. Innovative mini-split technology is catching on around the globe, in office buildings, apartments, and even single-family homes. Ditching old-fashioned central AC is easy, and the advantages are clear. So perhaps it's time we all make the switch to a multi-zone mini-split system.